What's up, nerds? So if you're watching this video, this is my Pinocchio review. I was gonna do this yesterday, but my kid's first day of school was then, and then I fell asleep because I was like, oh, look, an extra, an extra 5 hours of sleep. I slept like all day. It was ridiculous. Okay. So I'm gonna do this review for this movie, and I just want to say, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I thought it was charming, and there were parts about this movie that were charming, and I do want to talk about all of them. But before I get started on this review, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. I also ask that you do this to any small YouTuber. I know they would appreciate it, and it takes literally nothing for you to hit that subscribe button and, watch their videos and hit the like button and stuff, even and comment. All that stuff helps out and everything. Even if you just put it on the background and everything. Yeah, all that good stuff. Anyways, all right, on to this review. Now, this, like I said, there were parts about this that were charming. I did like the whole fairy tale aspect of it. I don't know the original story of Pinocchio. I don't even care. Pinocchio has never been a Disney movie that I've just saw like I have to jump to go watch Pinocchio. But I did like it, as a kid, like when I was younger. Cleo, the little fish, was always my favorite. I thought she was so stinking cute, and I was like, oh, she's a fish in a bowl inside a whale. Huh. Anyway, but as for terms of fairy tales goes, I always thought it was charming, even though I didn't know that it was charming. But I just have to say that in terms of this movie goes, it deserved to be on Disney Plus because it was definitely not, in my opinion, a theatrical, movie. If I went and saw this in the theaters, I'd be a little annoyed. I also want to say that out of all the stuff, I think one of my favorite parts was Jiminy Cricket. I thought that Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who played Jiminy Cricket, I thought he was super fun. I didn't realize that was him, and I was like, oh, hey, look at that, look who that is. So I thought that was really, really good. They have a lot of stuff going on with Easter eggs, like they call him at one point in time.
Nerd! D, wait for it. Rightful. Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Honest John calls him. He's like, your stage name is Chris Pine. And I was like, wah, wah, wah. And then also, the clocks in Geppetto's shop were all these Disney movies and Disney references and stuff. And there was even like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which I thought that was fun. Those were fun, but I was just like, I'm like, I live circa now, and this movie should be circa, whatever time this is. The script is okay. It's pretty much Pinocchio, but they just added some extra stuff on there and some extra characters, which I personally don't think it really added to the movie. It was fine. And we'll talk about those when we get to them. But I was just like, I was like, it's fine. They could have just done the original movie. I did think that some stuff that they added to do a more modern take on it was not good. Okay. For instance, when they go to Pleasure Island and then Luke Evans, but no, not Luke Evans. Yeah, Luke Evans, the coachman guy, he turns all the boys and girls into donkeys. And they don't talk, by the way, which I was like, oh, it was a bummer because when they're all like, I want my mom and everything. I was like, oh, from the film, from the first one, that was always like, oh man. But he's got these smoke creatures that carry the donkey children away. I also want to just say that this part where the little boy turns into a donkey, and the children turn into donkeys. I have a 4-year-old son. It scared him. He's like, why are they turning into donkeys? And I was like, well, that's what happens when you don't listen to your parents, kid. So that part I thought was the little smoke man creatures was really weird. I didn't care for it personally, but what are you gonna do? Decisions. Also, Monstro the Whale. In the original, he's just a whale. But in this one, they're like, he's a sea monster. And he is. He's like a whale, but he's got tentacles on the side. And I'm all like, what's this all about? It was really weird. I don't know why they made that choice. Have whales ever had tentacles? Is that a thing? I don't know. But it was just weird. I didn't like it. There's also less music in this movie, which I thought was a negative in its place. For instance, when the Blue Fairy, which I want to talk about her in a minute, when the Blue Fairy shows up, um, she only sings the song When You Wish Upon a Star for like a hot second. Like we're talking minute top, 60 seconds. Speaking of the Blue Fairy, I just want to say, listen, I have nothing against Cynthia Erivo. She's very beautiful and she's very talented. I haven't seen her in much. The only thing that I seen her in was that I think it's called The Sinner or The Seeker on HBO, where she like plays a PI or whatnot. She was very good in that. And I've heard her sing because I did a video about how she's going to play Elphaba in Wicked, and I had said I hadn't heard her sing before, and some people jumped on me. It's fine, but so I went and looked it up, and she's got a beautiful singing voice, very beautiful singing voice. But I have to say, I didn't like the look of the Blue Fairy. There's a difference between taking a modern story and making it modern, and then just making it outright silly. I thought that the Blue Fairy, I thought making her bald was not a good choice. I thought I thought she looked like the alien from Farscape. Like I was like, what's going on here? I mean, but I thought that since the first trailer. I thought giving her big ass acrylic nails was a bad choice also. Like, come on, people. Like, I get it that you're trying to do whatever it is you're trying to do, but you can't take something that's in like, the 1800s and just add acrylic nails onto it and be like, it's modern. It's like so stupid. And then she had those ear things that ladies wear these days. And I'm all like, what's going on here? Is this an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race? No, it's not. It's a freaking fairy tale. So get with it, hookers. So that's that. It was very CGI heavy, especially with Pleasure Island. Like I was all like, oh, this is very CGI heavy. And I thought Pleasure Island was also a little nutty. Like I get that you don't want to follow the rules and listen to your parents, but I'm all like, are banging cuckoo clocks really a thing? Was it a thing back then? Were cuckoo clocks really the bane of children's existence ever? Like, I don't think so, but I guess it was for these kids in a weird way. I don't know. So now moving on to some characters, which I already talked about Cynthia Erivo, but I'll talk about her again in just a second. But okay, so Pinocchio. I really liked the look of Pinocchio. I thought that they did a great job. It looked like a fake, like a puppet, but turned, all lifelike and stuff. And I really enjoyed that. That's why that's something that I thought was charming. The boy that did the voice of Pinocchio, Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, did a very good job, and I enjoyed it immensely. The Pinocchio character. Tom Hanks cannot sing, but he did his thing here. He did his Tom Hanks thing. One thing I will note is it's so funny because I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. My 6-year-old is my daughter, and we were watching the movie, and she snuggled up. She got in the little nook and everything, and she snuggled up to me while I was on the couch. And Geppetto's sitting there. He's like, "Star bright, the first star I see tonight. I wish I may. I wish I might." And then he's like, "I wish for a real boy." And my daughter, who's 6, she goes, "Why doesn't he just wish for a wife so they can have kids?" And I was like, that is an excellent question, because I don't see the Blue Fairy just being all like, boom, there's a wife. It was so weird. Like I was just like, what's going on here? So Luke Evans, who plays the coachman dude, really surprised me, because here's the thing. I didn't realize that was Luke Evans. Luke Evans is a very good looking man, and they made him ugly here. I was like, ugh, I wouldn't fuck you, but whatever. But so Luke Evans pops up, and he's wearing a lot of makeup, prosthetics or whatever. Apologies. It's early for me right now. And so, but he did it like, I don't want to say anybody did a bad job, because nobody did do a bad job. It's just this movie just, wasn't very good. We have this new character, Fabiana, I think her name was. And that was played by Kaina Lamia. I don't know if that's how you say it. And she did okay, but this was a new character, and I'm all like, it was a lot of unnecessariness, if you ask me. Like she's got like she wants to be a ballerina, but she's got like a crooked leg or something like that, because she's got a brace on it. And I was like, I don't understand this storyline. I don't care. You know, it was very added on. Giuseppe Battinson played Stromboli, and he did a good job. I mean, Stromboli is like not like, I mean, again, none of these characters I was all like oh my gosh, I love this character. Like none of them. I wasn't standing any of this crap except for Cleo the fish. She's awesome. And so, okay, Cynthia Erivo. I already talked about Cynthia Erivo. Beautiful singing voice. I think she's very talented. I have nothing against Cynthia Erivo. I just think the look of the Blue Fairy was very ridiculous, would be the best word for me. It was so silly. And I was just like, can we not, you know, no, why do we have to make everything so modern and everything? Like, I don't need a woman from the 21st century with wings, you know, bringing a puppet to life. Like, I just don't need that. Why don't you try to be respectful of this fairy tale? How about that? Keegan-Michael, who played Honest John or voiced Honest John, did a very good job. This was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. One of the only scenes that I liked. I thought that I never really understood Honest John in the original one or here, the fact that he's a fox and there's a cat, but they're all like these anthropomorphic characters, in a human world. It was just very, you know, weird. But I was like, at the same time, Keegan-Michael did a very good job because I didn't know it was him also. Same thing with Justin Gordon Levitt. I didn't know that was him either. In terms of live action movies for Disney, this one is bad. They're all bad. I haven't liked one Disney live action movie. I mean, I kind of liked Cruella, but that's just because I like fashion. Oh, I know it's so gay, but I love fashion. I love it. I love the business side of it. I love I love sewing. I don't know. I love watching my wife sew. When she busts out the machine, she's just sewing. I love watching. It's so weird, right? I love stitching. I love how it looks, all that stuff. Okay. Anyway, sorry, got off on a tangent there, but this is not that. It's not good. It's not good, and I just don't think that Disney really knows how to do these live action. I think they should stop. I really do. They should just stop. I mean, they're eventually they'll run out of movies, so they won't be able to do it anymore. But they should just stop. It's so bad. In terms of, and I'll talk about one thing that the most egregious thing this movie could have done. So in terms of family entertainment, this is totally a movie for families. Like, I didn't find like there was anything like crazy. Like I said before, there was the whole scary ghost creatures in the donkey scene, which my son, who is 4, I don't know if he was scared, but he was definitely like, he climbed up on me and got behind me and he was like, why are they turning into donkeys? And I was like, well, you know, listen to your parents, kid. Now, the most egregious thing that this movie did was the ending. So Pinocchio does not turn into a real boy. They show him walking away and his legs, you know, they get rid of the little notches and stuff in the knees. So they tell you he turns into a real boy. But then Jiminy Cricket comes on and he gives his little voiceover where he's all like, we never really know if Pinocchio turned into a real boy or not, but Geppetto always saw him as a real boy. So I'm all like, oh, is he turning into a real boy for the audience because we need to think he's a real boy, but he could not have been a real boy? It was very much like, I'm all like, what's going on here? This is dumb. I don't like it. And I don't think that this is a movie that needs to be witnessed more than once if you do watch it. So I mean, I wouldn't recommend it either. I mean, like if you're a huge Pinocchio fan, by all means have at it. But if you're not a huge Pinocchio fan, there's really no need for this. There really is no need for you to watch this movie. So in conclusion, Pinocchio is, in my opinion, a somewhat charming hot mess. And I think that maybe Disney should stop making live action remakes because they're awful. All right, you guys, that's my review for this movie. You know, tell me what you guys thought about this movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I personally didn't like it. I feel like, you know, it was fine that I witnessed it the one time, but I'm not going to be revisiting this ever. All right, tell me what you guys thought. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next movie review. You guys have a good day. Bye.